Ready for a tough question? How many people did you ignore this week because you were too focused on yourself? Did you pick up your phone while your wife was, in mid-sentence? Did you wave your kids away because you were in the middle of something? Did you take out your frustrations on a waiter, a cashier, or customer service rep who didn't deserve your anger? It's convicting, isn't it? While there's nothing wrong with chasing our God-given dreams, goals, desires, and ambitions, we have to be careful not to fall for an incredibly common trap along the way: main character syndrome. Unfortunately, it's an incredibly common trap to fall into. When our eyes lock onto our goals, our timelines, our dreams, we stop seeing the people God has placed in our path. We start treating them like interruptions, obstacles, or tools to help us move faster. Even the people we love most. But here's the good news. When you finally see how easy it is to slip into our own world and forget the people around you, that's the moment things can start to change. God is so kind to show us where we've been off because He's just as ready to help us live differently. When you look at Scripture, you see a consistent theme. God cares deeply about how we see and treat the people around us. He doesn't just want us to focus on our goals. He wants us, attentive to the people He places in our path. Take Jesus as an example. He had a big, important calling to fulfill. His days were full of teaching, healing, and traveling while frequently surrounded by people who needed Him. Yet He never rushed past the person right in front of Him. We see one powerful example of this in Mark 10. Jesus was on His way to Jerusalem, the final stretch before the cross, when a blind man cried out to Him. The crowd tried to silence the interruption, but Scripture says Jesus stopped. In the middle of His greatest mission, He paused for one hurting man everyone else overlooked. If Jesus could stop, you and I can too. In fact, Scripture commands us to stop being so self-centered and instead take time to notice and care about the needs of those around us. Philippians 2:3-4 tells us, "Do nothing from selfish ambition. Look not only to your own interests, but also to the interests of others." While Matthew 25:40 reminds us why this matters. Whatever you did for the least of these, you did for me. In God's eyes, how you treat those around you, particularly, those society often overlooks, is how you treat Him. Here's the hard truth. The moment you stop seeing people, your heart starts drifting. And you don't drift towards Christ-likeness. You drift towards selfishness. Your wife feels it when you treat her like an interruption. Your kids feel it when you wave them off. Your coworkers feel it, when you rush past them without a glance. You don't lose connection in one big moment. You lose it through 100 tiny choices to stay in your own world. And every one of those choices shape who you're becoming. Ignoring people doesn't just damage relationships. It slowly makes you less like Jesus. If He stopped, for the overlooked and we claim to follow Him, then walking past people, isn't a small issue. It's a spiritual one. And that's why you can't wait. If you don't learn to see people now, you'll wake up one day surrounded by people you barely know and a heart that barely feels. So the question becomes, how do you actually retrain your eyes to see people again? Not in a theoretical way, but in a way your family, your coworkers, and even strangers can feel. Let me give you a few clear, simple steps you can put into practice this week. Number one, slow down the pace of your life on purpose. Awareness doesn't happen at full speed. If you rush everywhere, you'll miss everyone. This week, walk a little slower into the office. Drive a little slower through your neighborhood. Take 3 seconds before you respond to anyone. That small margin of space helps you actually notice the people God puts in your path. Number two, look people in the eye, especially the ones that you usually overlook. Your wife, your kids, your employees, the cashier, the guy stocking shelves, the person bagging your groceries. Lift your head, look at them, smile, acknowledge them. It's amazing how quickly your heart softens when your eyes actually connect. Number three, ask one person each day, how are you, really? Slow down long enough to care. Not shallow small talk, not autopilot, friendliness, a real moment of presence. Ask the question, Listen to the answer. Don't fix. Don't rush. Just be there. Number 4, treat every person like someone Jesus died for, because he did. Because you react, because you get frustrated, because you brush someone off, ask quietly, if this person is precious to God, how should I respond? It will change your tone instantly. Give your family the first 10 minutes when you walk in the door. No phone, no distractions, no half listening. Greet each person. Ask one question. Engage. Those 10 minutes set the emotional temperature of your entire home. So here's the truth. You don't need to overhaul your whole life to become a man who sees people the way Jesus does. You just need to start paying attention, really paying attention, because the people you've walked past, they matter. Your wife matters. Your kids matter. The people, you work with, guess what? They matter. Even strangers, they matter. Every person carries the image of God, and he puts them in your path for a reason. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to get it right every time. You just have to choose presence over autopilot, awareness over speed, compassion over convenience. So here's your challenge this week. Choose one moment every day where you stop, look up, and pay attention to the person God put right in front of you. It might feel small. It might even feel awkward. It might feel slow. But that's exactly where God does his best work, when you slow down enough to see with his eyes. And when you do, you'll start to see your home, your relationships, and even your own heart change one moment of awareness at a time. Subscribe to the Courageous Men podcast so you never miss an episode. Would you share this with a friend today who's been moving too fast and needs a reminder to slow down and actually see the people God has placed in his path? Start by joining the Courageous Men community. Let's take action. Let's be courageous.